it works in the podcasting world. Whoa, I gotta do some switches right away. What is up, everybody? We are back. MuseMe TV, episode 137. You know what's crazy about this? Is the number 137 is now became my favoriteest number ever.
Why?
Because of Rick and Morty.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Rick C-137?
Yep.
Yeah.
So now, dude, this is going to be an iconic episode, man.
But at the same time, they're probably going to cancel the damn show.
No, it can't be canceled.
You didn't see that crap?
Because of what happened with Dan, right?
Like back in 2009 or what? Yeah.
Some bullshit.
Like, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Anyways, what is up, everybody? We're back. Dude, Matthew McCarty, the myth, the man, the legend. Oh my God, I have so much things to tell you about this guy that you guys don't even know. You don't even know. I don't even think you know about the things that I'm about to tell you, man. If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't see this.
Oh.
All because of you. This has been formed.
I mean, I was listening to your podcast with Kevin the other day, and you guys were, Matt, did he have a chameleon? No, not that Matt. Matt with big fluffy hair. I don't want to say his name. Kevin, oh, Matt, Sideshow Bob. I'm so sorry. I was like, I texted him right then and there. I was like, it's okay that you forgot me, Kevin.
But yeah, that's so crazy to think about too, because I love how you've been watching the episodes and you're just like, dude, it's just like hanging out and just having a chat back in the day.
Dude, that's literally everything that I've seen so far that I'm like, dude, this is just like chilling with the bros and chilling with all our friends back in the day, how we always used to do. I'm like,
go ahead and pull that mic up to you, man. You can bevel it up there. There you go. You make it feel good.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, I'm so glad you reached out to me too. You wanted to be on the show because, like, oh man, let's start off with, I met you in high school. Okay, so before we get into this, when I was 22 years old, I actually was in a ski accident. So I actually got really bad head trauma that I was actually airlifted from the resort to the hospital.
Damn.
So I was unconscious for 2 days, like 72 hours.
Damn, dude.
And there's so many things that Dennis tells me about my history, about us growing up and stuff. I'm like, really? I don't remember that. He's like, because you got fucking hit in the head. So there's probably going to be some stuff that you're going to tell me, and I'm just going to be like,
tell me more.
Is that really what? Did I do that? Really? Oh my God, no.
No, makes sense, man. I'll probably be doing the same thing, so don't worry about it.
But in high school, yeah, I met you in high school, and you were like, I don't want to say evil, but you had this persona of you that was just like badass. Like, oh my God, I was just like, this guy is a straight up Satanist. I like this guy. He's not afraid to follow the rules. And it wasn't the fact that you're out there spray painting or anything like that, but you just knew like you had your own way of presenting yourself that you didn't give a fuck.
I still don't. Like, these are probably like the most colorful shirts I wear. Like, dude, I still do the same thing. Like, the same persona that I had. Like, I go into the store, I find a black shirt that fits, I buy the stack, that's it.
That's it. 3 or 4, you're good.
I get like 7 of them, one for each day of the week. It hangs in my closet, I pick one out, good. Like, I do the same thing with my pants still. Like, it's been the same persona ever since. There was like one of our friends in high school, I don't know if you remember, her name was Erin. She like looked at me and she's like, she was a fucking cartoon character.
She's a white girl, right?
Yeah.
I do remember her. Erin Clark, I think, right? Yeah.
And she was like, you're a fucking cartoon character, Matt. I'm like, what? She's like, your persona is completely the same every day. Like, there's nothing different about you. I'm like, nothing to follow. Like,
dope, yeah. What are you trying to get?
What's that?
Like, yeah, what is she trying? What are you trying to get out of this? Like,
yeah,
it's like, just you see what you get.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Like, you do you, I'll do me. We'll all be happy with each other.
Dope. And okay, so even before I met you, have you always been in Los Lunas? Has that always been your place of location?
I grew up in Bosque Farms, man.
Okay.
So I was right there, but obviously, back when we were kids, I would fucking ride our bikes everywhere. We didn't care, like, and that was before I even met you. We were riding at fucking 13 years old all the way up to Walmart from Bosque Farms on our bikes and back. And
that's a long fucking hike.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, I grew up around that whole area my whole life. And then obviously after that, I joined the Army and went everywhere else. So
Even then, too, though, the whole, that's what's weird about the whole school system and how it works. Those neighboring counties and stuff like Bosque Farms, Peralta, and all that stuff, they all separated at younger ages with the elementaries and middle schools, and then it all culminates together at a high school.
Yeah, because you have Bosque Farms Elementary, Peralta Elementary, Los Lunas Elementary, and I think there's one more
there's
Ann
one
Parish Elementary.
Yeah,
or
there you
something
go.
like that,
Yeah,
something like that. And it's like they're all right there. Like Bosque Farms Elementary and Peralta Elementary is like a 5-minute drive away from
they're
each
really
other.
close.
So yeah, all of it was all spread out. Like my buddy who grew up in Peralta, he went to the Peralta Elementary. I went to Bosque Farms Elementary. We didn't know each other until like middle school or something.
Yeah, see, that's so weird too. And you guys were not even that far apart.
Yeah, and then the other weird thing is I think he went to he went to Monzano with me. It was the Monzano Vista Middle School and then Los Lunas Middle School, and that was all completely separated and depend on where you live. It was, I don't know.
But see, that's what's crazy though, is it just gets into a smaller branch of them though. They still keep them separated because now it was just Los Lunas High School, but now there's the Valencia High School.
Yeah, and then that's up in near El Cerro and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when we were growing up, it's the Career Academy or something like that, somewhere where you start to learn how to get trades and stuff.
Yeah.
And then just oh, this is actually a better idea for people to get commuted here, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't know how that works in some aspects too, but I hated school growing up. Now that I'm older, I'm like, fuck, I should have learned more when I was younger. But I think people just end up developing that later on in life, wanting the aspect of learning and stuff.
Yeah, because for me, I thought about going back to school, and then I give up on that idea because I'm just man, I don't care. I'll go learn what I want to learn. That's why I'm wanting to do the farming thing, homesteading at this point.
Dope.
So.
And you can do that now so easily with the internet.
Oh man.
With technology.
Dude, that's where I order my chicks from.
Yeah, see?
Just order them online.
From the beginning, the little baby ones?
Yeah, what they'll do is they can candlelight these eggs.
I love how you're saying it, and it makes it sound like you ordering women.
Yeah, I'm just getting all these chicks online.
Just a bunch of chicks, bro. Bunch of chicks. But the little baby chickens, right?
Yeah, dude.
Before they come not even in an egg, they're actually born already?
So that's what they do is they candlelight these eggs, and they can tell when they're going to hatch.
Okay.
They know from the day that they candlelight it, and they say, oh, this thing has a fertile chicken in it. They have a rough estimate, of, and I don't remember what it is. It's 30-something days, I think, of incubation before they'll hatch. They will send them out the day that they're supposed to hatch, so they'll still be in their egg. So they're still protected inside their egg.
Holy shit.
During their transport, it's a one-night thing. They're point A to point B, okay? Point A to point B, the post office you're closest to that they deliver to will call you on your phone and say, hey, you have a package here. You have to come pick it up right now. You have 1 hour. You have to get there, pick it up, open them up, and they'll all be out of their eggs, and they should be dry.
Okay.
And then you take them home, and you give them food, water, and they're good to go.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Because I know of a friend that actually does gecko shipping. Yeah, so they ship geckos out, but they're already out of the egg and everything. They just put them into the containers, little holds on them, and then strip them out. But it's a really quick process. You have to get it within the day or two. You can't wait any longer. You can't be oh yeah, well, 5-day delivery. No, it doesn't work that way with the animals.
It's tonight. It has to go. Yeah. No, it makes sense. And I didn't see reptiles. I've seen fish going online, where they'll ship you live fish and whatnot. And I'm just what the hell? How much air is really in there for that fish?
Right, yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, with the chickens, they're in an egg, crack in the middle of delivery, get to you, and they're done.
Dope.
So they're protected pretty much the whole time. And unless what happened again, because the USPS got defunded and all that good stuff, there was thousands of baby chicks that ended up dead to farmers this last delivery.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn. So that sucks too to know that even the United States Postal Service and farming and stuff really can get affected by traveling and stuff like that. Just delays in anything is shipping.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
That's dope.
I saw that on Facebook. I looked into it and I was just that's messed up. So.
And I like how you're taking that initiative too, because one thing that I've grown up older trying to stray away from more that I hate, that obviously is really bad, but we kind of are stuck doing it, is factory farming.
it's exactly why I want to do this, man. I hate factory farming.
It's yeah, man.
I mean, watching that, like with me, I'm gonna do we're gonna start with egg chickens. That's gonna be like our first thing. You know, just want our own eggs. So much you could do with that. And then we want to go and do meat chickens. So I'll order like 30 meat chickens at a time, raise them for their 9 weeks, butcher them. They'll have a whole patch of land that they can play on the whole time. They'll be out and in the open.
An actual lifespan of what they want to do.
Yeah, they will have fresh grass every single day. They do these things called chicken tractors. You could put like 15 chickens to up to 30 at one time. And they have technically 2 square feet a day. So each day they're getting more and more land before they're butchered.
That's dope.
So you know what they're eating. You know, they're eating bugs and all this crazy good stuff. So.
And what else you are planning to have at your? First of all, you got to give this farm a name. What's the name of this farm?
Dude, it's not. I'm saying it's a homestead.
I want this to be
it's not big enough for that. I wish.
It has to have an actual known to be known as a farm.
Yeah.
McCarty homestead.
Sure. Why not? But
all I know is that is it going to be exclusive to get some meat shipped out to this place over here?
I just bring it up to you. I work right there in Kirtland, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too far away from you.
Dope. See, I'd be like, yeah, let me raise a cow on your farm, on your homestead.
See, we want to do a mini Jersey cow for milk.
Oh.
So for the cream, and I want to start learning how to make soft cheeses and hard cheeses and all that good stuff, and use the milk for. You could use the milk for pigs and whatnot. Because that's basically a full meal to a pig.
Oh, dope.
As if you mix it with alfalfa or oats or whatever in milk, they fatten up.
Nice.
So, plan on doing pigs eventually. I mean, we'll get to that in the near. I want to say at least 4 years.
2024, guys. He's ready for it, dude.
But I want to do meat chickens right away.
Nice.
That one I want to get done.
That's at least to start producing some stuff yourself.
Yeah. Why not?
What about vegetable wise and farming wise? Have you guys thought of starting anything like that, or have you guys started anything like that?
We have at our house we're at right now. We're about to be moving, but it's just
McCarty Farms.
Little.
Go ahead.
Well, it's just these little planters. I basically picked up these crates from work because I asked the guys. I was like, "Hey, you guys throwing these away?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm taking them." They're like, "Okay, we don't have to throw them away then."
Dope.
So I took those. I put some wheels on them. Kids painted them and all that good stuff. And then we planted squash and tomatoes and all that other stuff. But we plan on doing a bigger plot of land, a plot of veggies this coming year.
Nice.
So
that's going to be pretty exciting, man. You should try to keep it up to date with people. Let them know, hey, this is what we're building and this is how it's done. Because there's probably hundreds of people that are so interested in the idea of where to start, how to start, where to even go, and they're just...
Oh, dude, so that's another reason why... Well, one of the reasons I downloaded the whole podcast thing, because I hadn't used it until a couple months ago, and I said, hey, I finally downloaded a podcast. So one of the guys I watch on YouTube, his channel's Homesteady is what it's called, and it's all about what he did to get to where he's at, where he's homesteading, and what he's doing now. Another guy, his name's John Siskovich. He does Farm Market Solutions, where he just talks about farming, and he has his podcast.
Dope.
And that's what he makes money off of, is podcasting and farming. So and then I was like, all right, well, MuseMe too. So
nice. That's always the best thing too. Is those little avenues that you find out, oh, well, there's podcasting going on, and then you probably saw one of my posts on Facebook, and you're like, oh shit, yeah.
So I'd been seeing your post on Facebook and whatnot about the podcast, and I just I don't have a podcast. I have nothing to podcast. I don't have anything to podcast. And I'd been doing that for last year, and then I was just all right, everybody's fucking podcasting. I'll just download a podcast or whatever, Google Podcast or whatever the hell it is that I listen to.
Yeah.
So I was just all right, fuck it. Everybody else has one. I'll just do it. And then there's more information that I want from those YouTubers that I was watching,
Okay.
So
now, it went from knowing about YouTube videos to actually getting a device to start getting to the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's one how do you listen to my podcast?
Oh shit, let me see. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I just saw the first thing, downloaded it. Google Podcasts.
Okay, dope. See.
Yeah. So.
And there are the other avenues too, like the Spotify, the Apple iTunes. It's all on there too. That's so crazy though. But that you just were I'm gonna try to find MuseMe TV podcast.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, because I I didn't know Spotify did podcasts like
Yeah.
for the longest time. I heard it on the radio finally, whatever. And then I just typed in podcast on my Google Play Store. That's all I typed in, and that was the first thing that came up. I just clicked it. It's like, hey, it has more than 4 stars. It's good enough for me.
Dope.
So
I like how that works. That's pretty sick. Getting out there, guys. You guys heard it here. He Googled MuseMe TV. You need to Google MuseMe TV right now. Anyways, man, so the freaking, I don't know, man, how's life? I mean, you don't look any different besides a beard like that. That's the only main difference. I mean, you still have same hair, still have same complexion in your face. You look like, you just grew up a little bit more.
Don't call me fat. No.
Was that what it is?
I'm not Dennis. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so we went to high school together. Then after high school, you graduated. You went straight to the Army?
No. So, like, I was working at Little Caesars for a little while, and I was doing that, and I was just like,
this isn't for me.
Like, to me, I was like, I'm not going to go to college. Like, fuck it, I'll join the Army. I've always thought about it, never, like, wanted to act on it, but I was like, fuck it. What's the worst that's going to happen? And so that was, like, a year after we graduated.
Okay.
So, I'd worked there that whole year, and then I was like, man, I'll just do that. I know I'm not going to do the college route. I know I'm not going to find anything crazy, easy outside the world. Go get some experience and then come back. Everybody wants your work experience. So I was like, well, everybody's always hiring from the people from the Army. So you go to Walmart, they'll hire anybody that was in the Army in a freaking second. Yeah.
That's good.
It's crazy.
So with that being said, though, then what happened when you went into the Army? The whole boot camp? Did you get deployed anywhere? Have you did a little bit of service somewhere? You've traveled? Have you seen some places that I wish I've seen?
Korea, Japan.
I hate you.
Ireland.
I hate you.
Romania.
So you've been
Sweden.
You've been some places.
Most of those places like Ireland, Romania, Sweden. We stayed in the airport the whole time. We were allowed to go outside and smoke just a little, go down outside in the airport, like it was
just like
down
look
below.
out and stuff.
Yeah, and just smoke a cigarette, hang out, and look around. I mean, we didn't get to do anything crazy. Korea and Japan's one where we got to go out and actually we went to Korea for a month and did some training, and we had 2 days where they're like, go have fun in the city. So we were at a camp near the DMZ. We were about, I want to say, like 45 minutes away from the DMZ. So we drove down. I forgot what, I want to say Seoul. I don't remember. But we went down there, and they're like, all right, you have 2 days. Go, have fun.
Go fuck around.
Yeah, go see shit. Go see the Korean War Memorial. Go see anything you can.
Go see anime.
Dude, I went to the Studio Ghibli store. That was really cool.
Dope. Everything.
They had the cat bus. You can get inside of it, and
dope.
They had frying pans with Calcifer's face on it.
Nice.
It was pretty cool. So, but went and did that, and then Japan, we were allowed to go out for a day. I didn't do it. I was like, I'm gonna sleep.
Yeah, and I can imagine too. It's tiring.
Yeah, that was fun. And then I went to Afghanistan for technically 11 months and 2 weeks or something like that. I deployed late. I got out of boot camp, and they're like, hey, you're going to Afghanistan. I was like, oh, okay. So a month later, I was in Afghanistan.
Dang.
Yeah, and then did my time there, came back. Then we moved to California and Alaska and all that good stuff.
And that was still kind of because of the military? Because of the Army?
Yeah. It was all 8 years, 6 months, 4 days.
To the T.
Yeah. And that was, we started off in Fort Drum. And then after Fort Drum, I went to Fort Irwin, California. I was out near 29 Palms near Maurice, where Maurice was. Okay. Yeah. He was out near 29 Palms. It was about... 29 Palms is 45 minutes away from there. Dope. So I was out in the middle of Death Valley.
Hot as fuck.
Oh my god, 130 during the summer.
What?
Man. Dude, it was dumb.
That's heat, guys. Stop complaining.
And then after that, we went up to Alaska.
That's cold, guys. Stop complaining.
This heat is freaking killing me still, dude.
Oh man, Alaska seems like a crazy place too, man, because that's sunlight only a certain amount of time during the day. everything's iced over pretty much. Like, is there actually roads and stuff?
Oh my God, yes. What?
I don't know. I have this fascination that Alaska's like, even like the roads are like carved out of ice, so you still can drive on them, but they're ice roads. I'm like, wow, this is actually really cool.
Oh my God, no.
And
dude.
Santa Claus is by there.
I was near the North Pole.
Yeah, see,
The town of North Pole.
and the actual town.
The actual town of North Pole is what it's called.
Is there anything
There's the
badass?
Santa Claus house. That's about it.
Is it actually there?
Yeah.
They built the Santa Claus house?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Look it up. It's yeah.
Oh, I gotta see this. So
You go out there and see his reindeer. They have an ice carving competition out there during the winter. You can go like jump in ice slides and whatnot. You get a sled and you go down these huge ice slides.
they have one in Finland too. What the fuck? Anywhere it's cold, let's put one.
Oh yeah, pretty much, dude.
Is it? It looks like this. Dun, 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 dun,
That's
dun.
it right
That's
there.
it. Dang.
It is not impressive.
It looks like a candy cane. That's all I see. That's cool though. So they do have a little location to make kids believe more.
Oh, dude, you can get letters from there, like personally addressed, so you can send them out to like your friends' kids and stuff for them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really cool.
God, that sounds weird.
Yeah. They have some really good fudge in there, though, man. They make some fudge and some good candy in
You
there.
know, freaking Mrs. Claus be mixing up that shit good. Be doing it good.
It's not an impressive thing to go see. The only cool thing is there's reindeer there. That's about it.
How long were you there for in Alaska?
4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we just sold our house there.
Where was it at in Alaska?
Fairbanks?
Fairbanks.
Yeah. So that's like
How far is that from Anchorage?
6 hours.
6 hours?
Yeah.
And that's the big city of Alaska, right?
Yeah, Anchorage is the big city. It's like half of Albuquerque, maybe.
Dang.
Yeah.
But still, it's the big city.
Yeah.
That's
it's
so...
the big city, yeah.
That's crazy. I was once a part of this Pokemon group where I was like on a Facebook group and we're just chatting or whatever, and I had these like shiny EVs to give away.
Yeah.
And I gave them away. I was like, hey, just type a number, and if you guess correctly, I'll give you a shiny EV.
Yeah.
So I ended up giving a shiny EV to one of my winners on the Facebook group, and we ended up talking, and she ended up being from Alaska.
Nice.
And I was just like, this is amazing. Why do you live so far away? You're like the love of my life.
Oh my God.
But she was cool, awesome. She's still really awesome. Shout out to Sherry. She's cool. But yeah, that's my only
Contact of Alaska.
that I've ever wanted to go and see it, that I know about it. And now that you were up there. I totally forgot too that you were in the Army and that you traveled and shit. Like,
Yeah.
after high school, I lost a lot of not contact, but I just didn't remember a lot of things that were happening in my life. And I could just say it's the accident and shit.
Yeah, I
But-
mean, shit happens. I know TBIs, they're a bitch. I got a lot of friends with them.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of memory loss and a lot of shit you have to deal with, you know.
Yeah.
I understand. Don't worry about it.
But it's so crazy to think about, like, heck yeah, you've done a lot, and that's so cool.
Oh, man. I mean, I just did things. Like, it was whatever. I just did what I needed to do to, like I said, is either I was going to retire or I was just going to get out and get a job. Like,
But you did, like I said, you could have stuck with the whole Little Caesars job, maybe be the manager, maybe still be there after this much time, but you had the initiative and the will to want to better yourself and get more out of it. And I
Yeah.
feel like now you're just like a very intellectual, very grown-up adult where
Don't.
you're just like,
don't ever mistake me for that.
you're like, I am ready to let you know that I have responsibilities, guys.
No, man. Like,
Some people accept them.
I'm not an intellectual at all. Don't ever believe that.
Dude,
all right?
you got me into satanic heavy metal. You are very intellectual. If it wasn't for you, man, I remember one time I was barely starting to be friends with Evan, and I was hanging out at his house, and he's like, he had a bunch of CDs and stuff, burnt CDs.
Oh yeah, that's what you and Kevin were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, but go ahead. Sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yeah, it blew me away, dude, because he literally was like, yeah, go ahead and check them out. And I was like, this one CD of Children of Bodom, I think it was not the Fall of the Reaper, but the fucking
Crap.
the
I can't even remember.
the one with the green one, but it has like Downfall,
Yeah.
Silent Night, Bodom Night, and all that stuff. That was the CD that was in there, and I listened to it over and over and over, and
Yeah.
I even got it from Evan. I was like, let me keep this. Yeah, go ahead. And then I ended up finding out it was yours. You're like, yeah, I left some CDs there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is amazing, dude. And then I ended up learning more about like more symphonic death black metal. Like you told me about Demon Borgir. You told me about fucking Gojira, Cradle of Filth, and I was like, that's sick. And then from there on, I met Kevin, and that's when Kevin told me about underground black metal, where it's just like the roots of it, like Emperor and Immortal.
Who do you think I learned it from?
It blew me away, dude. So here's my next question then. How old are you compared to me? Because when
I'm 30. I just turned 30.
Okay, so when you were a year ahead of me, right?
Yeah.
In school.
Yeah.
But that was only because when I was in 5th grade in Albuquerque, I was a dumbass and I actually got held back a grade.
Yes. So we would have been in the same grade. You did whatever you did. I don't know.
And then the same thing is crazy that Gabe always tells me too. He's like, I always felt like you were just a little bit more of our friend group than Evan and Dennis and them because they're a year younger, you know? And it's not a big difference.
No, yeah.
But there is a little
slight, slight.
Yes, you can tell, and I'm just like, oh, that's cool. But I had fun. I learned a lot from you guys, and I was just like, oh man, especially the sparring, man.
Oh, I loved it.
That was the shit. That was the introduction from you guys. I did wrestling way back in the day when I was probably in 5th grade.
That was me, yeah.
Did some maybe a year of Olympic style wrestling.
Yeah, Roman Greco wrestling. Yeah.
And then after that, I wasn't into it as much, especially nobody was down to do it with me as well. So it's not like, hey, let's just go around and wrestle.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do that when you actually get to the nitty gritty of what wrestling is, because I was also at that age into the WWE wrestling, professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And every time I tell people, hey, let's wrestle, they're like, yeah, like
the people's elbow.
Yeah. I'm just like, no, let's try to make each other tap, submit each other or something.
What crap is that? Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're just the episode of South Park where they make fun of it all the time, where this is like the WTF, where it's like, no, bro, no, because
see, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched South Park in so long.
There is an episode where they make fun of wrestling, but they make fun of wrestling in a way where it's just like Olympic style wrestling is for homos and professional wrestling is the new kind of wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. But I remember doing that with you guys, and that really lifted my self-esteem to know that I wasn't some weak twig. Because that was a great thing too, is like...
You had your strength. Your strength is you're fucking stringy. You can move. You can get behind people quick and easy, and you can... I mean, putting somebody in a triangle for you compared to me, it's probably just, let me get it
super
fucking done.
Easy and
me, I'm like, God damn it, my legs are fucking huge.
Why do I have such thick thighs?
Yeah, after rucking up mountains wearing, 100 pounds of weight, you just develop legs, and now I can do it, but it's going to take me a second, whereas you have that quick speed and agility that gets shit done. It's just, that's exploiting your strength, man. It's what you got to look at. And that's why when I was always wrestling with you back in the day, we'd wrestle and whatnot, it was always fun to go up with Dennis, because me and him were just the same size, so it was whatever. But with you, it was like, God damn it, he's gonna do some kind of monkey crazy shit onto my back and choke me the fuck out.
Right.
Which you have done. You've literally just kind of wrapped around me and just got up on top. I'm standing there what do I do? I don't want to slam this guy, because we were mostly on concrete.
Yeah, or in the with all the pebbles and shit.
Yeah. I don't want to slam him on the ground. That's just a dick move.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the crazy thing too, is learning that as well too, is we kind of wrestled in a dangerous environment just to have fun. We do. I remember there was sometimes me and Dennis would wrestle in Evan's living room. Sharp objects everywhere, vases. Something's gonna fall.
Glass tables.
Yeah, dude, that's ridiculous. But we did it in the sense of having fun and stuff.
Yeah, and that was always the great thing. It was never malicious. It was always just fuck around.
That's why it was funny yesterday when you were hitting up Tito.
Oh yeah, dude. And I was serious. I was because I do want to learn something from him. My one of my first team. No, he's my second or third team leader in the Army. His name was Sergeant Constance. Good dude. He's a warrant officer now. He's flying helicopters.
Dope.
And his dad ran a Krav Maga studio in, dojo, I don't know what they call it for Krav Maga, whatever, over in Florida. So he grew up around it. But me and him never went at it. Ever. I don't know why. And I never learned from him. So not Krav Maga, sorry, Capoeira. Wow. I'm thinking somebody else completely different.
It's a K sound. I get you. But
Capoeira, so I never wrestled with him or anything. So whenever he was like, oh, yeah, I know Capoeira, I was like, and he's like, yeah, I like spar. I was like, oh, I want to fucking spar with this dude. I want to learn some shit from him. He's
Yeah.
like, and that's what he was texting me. He's like, I'm just doing it for fun. I was like, me too. Like, I just want to do it for fun. I want to learn something. He's like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, you know where Hyde Park is? I was like, yeah. He's like, I go train there. I was like, okay, cool.
Nice.
So
Getting some stuff set. I love too that he actually gave out his phone number.
Dude, I was like, no fucking way. But anyway.
You tried it and it worked. And that's why he's like, oh, hey, dude, someone just messaged me. And I was like, why did you give out your actual phone number? But once you actually said, like, I was serious about fighting, I was like, it's Matt, dude. Don't even worry. He's cool as hell. He just wants to train. That's what we all are striving for, is just to get that extra knowledge or the extra physique from a different discipline.
Oh, yeah, exactly, dude. That's why after, like, whenever I got out, after high school and stuff, I started looking into more and more and more. And, like, one thing I really like is judo. Judo is awesome.
Okay.
I love judo. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I mean, it's like the perfect, well, I won't say perfect, but it's like a really great form.
Yeah.
And there's shit I want to learn from other places and whatnot. So that's why whenever I heard, Capoeira, I was like, yes, I want to learn a little bit from him as well. And, get a little bit of everything in there. Why not? Why focus on one thing? Yes, focus on one thing and, like, keep with it, but take a little bit of everybody's stuff,
Yeah.
Just look at it all, see what happens.
Especially with the amount of actual fighting styles that are out there, I get freaked out. I remember, I think it was a Mortal Kombat game where you actually can change within fighting styles, but they were actually
Yeah.
real fighting styles.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
Snake style, freaking Mantis, Shijuko.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different. I'm just like, holy fuck, is these real? And then you look them up, they're like, holy shit, there actually is a bunch of these fighting styles that are developed different places of the world.
Yeah.
That, for whatever reason, they did it on their own. Like, I love the history of the capoeira thing too. It's crazy. Like, the slaves did it to hide from people, and they're just like, hey, we're practicing to defend each other, but yet still you make it look like we're dancing, so you
Yeah.
don't start whipping us with chains and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And they hit it pretty much. And there's a couple. I think there was a couple that were like that, where they were just training in secret. But I know capoeira is like the big one that I can remember the history of, because I've really looked into it.
That's dope.
So I thought it was pretty cool, like how they were like, yeah, we're just training on our traditional dancing.
Yeah, right.
Meanwhile, we're gonna beat your ass later.
Right, let me just get that high kick in that you don't even expect.
So,
But that's a good fighting style. I like the way it looks too. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not. That's the beauty of MMA, is that you see all of these disciplines kind of mingled into one.
yeah.
Do you feel that actually happens in an MMA match, like in the UFC, or do they kind of just stick to the disciplines that work at that time? So, like, I guess boxing, maybe some kickboxing with jiu-jitsu and some wrestling and judo. You don't see any other styles in there, like actual.
Karate.
Oh yeah, karate too.
Karate. Yeah,
Karate.
you can't
as
forget
in
about
there.
that. Like, Conor McGregor, one of his stance is more of a karate stance.
Okay,
than
yeah,
anything,
with his leg open and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, put that leg out there and let him have it, but watch out for what he's got coming back, So,
Like, what I'm trying to think. Like, you don't see. Well, there probably are people that have discipline in sumo and stuff, but you don't see that, like,
oh hell no,
bust
no.
out in the field or anything.
No,
like
you're
that.
not gonna see a guy just open palm to the face,
Boom!
grab his shorts. No, hell no.
But that's weird to think about too, that these rules got established too, like the no hitting in the back of the head and like no kicking when they're 1 foot on the ground and stuff like that. Like, in a fight though, don't we want to see the best scenario of what something's going to happen? I don't know. Maybe I'm a barbaric fucking. I want to see it in the Coliseum die. But how, to a sense, like, now I just sound like an asshole who wants to see violence.
No, I get you. Have you watched some of the old UFC matches?
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. Especially
they were brutal.
Especially, like, they didn't have the discipline like they do now. They
No.
were kind of specializing in their one thing, and you see it.
And they were just going at it. Like, they didn't give a shit. Anything was going. They would beat the fuck out of each other until there was just blood everywhere. Just, they didn't care.
I think there's only like 2 rules, right? Like no groin and no eye gouging and fish hooks. That's it.
I think something like that. I can't remember
That
off the
was
top of my
it.
head. It was when I was a kid. And, my older brother and his friend were watching it all the time. So I was just sitting there, like 6-year-old me, like, this is cool.
See, that's even crazier to think too. You have siblings. I
Yeah.
never knew this.
Yeah, man.
How many siblings?
I have 3 brothers and 1 sister.
And where are you in this?
I am the youngest.
The youngest?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa! And you became you were into Satan back then? You're a Satanist?
Dude,
So evil, and you were the baby?
I'm the baby. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's so weird.
So like, and that's the other big thing is people. They're always like, "Oh, Satanism's bad," and like,
It's about being a leader, guys.
It's more or less be like pleasing yourself. Like, be happy with yourself. If you're looking into Levian Satanism, you know, and they talk about, you know, like one thing that comes out of the Bible. This is just an example. It says, you know, if you shall get hit in one cheek, you shall turn the other. Okay. In Satanism, they say if you get hit in one cheek, hit him back harder. Like, why would you turn the other cheek? Like, you don't need to turn the other cheek. I understand forgiveness and all this, but hell no. Like, that's not needed, you know? Be happy with yourself. And like, in Satanism, one of the things is, like, they say, like, your best holiday should be your birthday. Like, celebrate yourself. Celebrate your life. Celebrate you. Be happy. And then there's other, you know, there's a lot more to it, but that's just, like, the basics of it. And most people are like, oh, you want to kill babies and blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
Yeah, I know,
what
right?
the fuck? Actually, it says not to hurt children or even touch animals. Like, if you don't plan on harvesting an animal and using it to its fullest, don't fuck with that animal.
Okay.
And that's actually in the Satanic Bible.
And they take that into other forms where they're just like, oh, I've seen sacrifices with goats and pigs, and it's just like, you probably are reading liner notes the wrong way. Like, I can totally see that too. Is like, even maybe if it was, I'm not saying they do, but if it was used for a sacrifice, they probably know about the privileges of using that the meat of the goat, the whatever they're doing. Like, let's sacrifice it to Satan, whatever. Guess what? We get to eat tonight. We get to at least drink.
Lamb chops.
We have what we need. Thank you.
But yeah, it's like people, they mistake it. So, and that's like what happened with the chaplain up in when I was in Afghanistan. He was like, so they've been telling me, like, you have the Satanic Bible, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I do. And he's like, do you mind if I read it? And this guy, he was a chaplain. And so that's like your, you know, he's the preacher, whatever you want to call him, or whatever would be easiest for everybody else to understand. He doesn't understand that, I guess. I don't know.
Chaplain, though.
Yeah.
That's the term.
Yeah, it's a job in the military. And he was like, and he was a Catholic? Christian, something like that.
So just the only thing I'm picturing is like a badass priest.
He was sitting. This man was special forces before he became a chaplain.
Dang, that's crazy.
Well, he was literally like, he's like, I got tired of like doing what I was doing, like, because we asked him, we're like, why did you go from being a, you know, special forces? You know, he was 18 Bravo, which is your special forces weapons sergeant. I think it's 18 Bravo. I can't remember off the top of my head anymore because I don't have to care. But he went from that to being a chaplain.
Okay.
And we're like, what happened? Like, what? He's like, I just got tired of it. He's like, it was, you know, it was a fun life. This man was just yoked. Like, he would bench press 400 pounds.
Just
once. Just what?
Have you seen Laz lately?
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, that man is ripped.
That's what I'm picturing right now. It's something like that.
Imagine a guy a little bit taller than Laz, but the same size.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just brute man.
Massive man. Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you showed him your Satanic Bible?
Yeah, well, he was like, can I read it? And like, I was like, yeah, go for it. And he took it and he read it and he was like, man, like.
No,
really?
Not trying to convert you.
No, he was just like, well, cool. You know, now I know. He's like, it's more, to him, it was knowledge. He was like, it's just the more I know. Like, it's cool. Do you, like, whatever you want to do.
I guess that's another beautiful thing about the Army too, is like it has so many different diverse people that like it can't really subjugate itself on religion and stuff like that either. It's like, are you here to protect your family? Yeah. Oh, I don't care what you believe in then.
Yeah. Like whenever they had the don't ask, don't tell policy. Okay, when I first got in, there's the don't ask, don't tell policy. You know what that is?
I don't. Okay,
so the don't ask, don't tell policy back and before. When did they revoke the don't ask, don't tell? I don't remember. It was 2012, 13, somewhere in there. I don't remember. It may have been later, actually. Okay. Don't ask, don't tell was a policy where, hey, if you're gay, you say something about it, they can kick you out.
Okay.
And so that was during the don't ask, don't tell policy. So you're talking about diversity. One of our drill sergeants said, I don't care what you are. If you're gay, you're straight, you like feet, I don't care. Like these guys, they're funny ass motherfuckers. They're sitting there screaming at us. And he was just like, I don't give a shit what you are. He's like, the best man who was ever second on my stack. A stack is 4 guys going into a building, Best guy that was ever right behind me was a gay dude. You think I gave a shit what was happening when I was getting shot at? No. I was happy that he was fucking on my fucking back, ready and fucking able to protect me, and I protected him. He's like, I didn't give a shit he was gay. And if any of you are, who gives a fuck? Do your job. I don't care. And that was it. And that was in the don't ask, don't tell days. Okay. Now, don't ask, don't tell, but it was repealed, so nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
And nobody gave a shit before. They're just like, okay, good for you. Can you do your job? Nobody cares.
You never had to see, or did you see any of the backlash or anybody get kind of thrown down because of that, like being gay or in
no.
At all?
No.
That's crazy. That's dope, though. That makes me more reassured that it's not. Maybe there are those 1 or 2 bad stories, but that's it. That's the percentage of everything that's bad.
I mean, yeah.
There's always a bad story.
You can look at the bad, blow it up, and they can make it way bigger than any good that will ever happen because they can just focus on that one thing, you know? You know what I mean? They can, these 20 people saved a puppy and, whatever in the military, or I don't, whatever. They'll focus on that one bad thing, Like what's happening at Fort Hood, that's bad, but that's for later. We'll talk about that in a while, whatever.
Is it? Why?
Oh, there's just been so many people dying down there, in the military. Crazy shit's happening down there. Rapes, murders, all this crazy shit.
In the military?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy over there in Fort Hood.
Is that just because of the location and what's going on there, or?
Nobody knows. It's just nobody knows, but they're calling for it to be investigated. I know people in Texas are like, hey, get this place out of here. Nobody wants it anymore. We don't want Fort Hood near us. Yeah. It's pretty weird.
Dang. So coming from the military and stuff like that, have you ever seen or kind of dealt with kind of corruption or kind of a little bit of power surges where they're just yeah, I know that I'm in the top rank, or I know what I can do and how I can do it. I'm going to have these guys do this. And do you have a better question yet? Do you have any negative experiences in your military?
Tons.
Give us a few examples.
Okay, let's talk about going out into the fucking rain for no reason to mop. Literally outside with a mop bucket and clean the sidewalks. Just dumb stuff.
Is that kind of more like a discipline kind of conditioning meditation kind of thing?
I mean, maybe, but it is just dumb shit.
Because one thing I remember so much growing up is my grandpa always said, there's a vacuum, but you should always sweep the floor.
Yeah.
You should always sweep the floor. And I hated it. I hated it all my life. But now that I'm older, I'm like, God damn it, I hate you. You showed me so much more discipline because of that. Do you think that might be the case too? Or they literally hey, let's be an asshole and put mop water?
I mean, it's okay, let's go with this one. This one's famous for anybody to talk to in the military, just about anyone.
All right.
Layouts. Okay. Layout is where they have these big tricons or connexes, those big metal boxes.
Yeah.
You can put a lock on them. Open it up, has all your shit in it. Lay it all out, inventory it. If you don't have it, find it. You'll do that 5 times a week for no damn reason. Why do we keep unloading it and loading it back up? Your LT wants to check it. No, now your captain wants to check. Oh, now the first sergeant wants to check it. Oh, now the platoon sergeant wants to check it. Each and every day. And it's just why? What is the point of this?
These sound like safety precautions, man.
No, this is lost stuff. So, did we lose anything? You have not lost anything in the last 24 hours. Stop it.
So it's just one of those tedious things.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of tedious shit.
Okay.
Hurry up and wait is a big thing there.
Okay.
We'll
be back. Wait, 5 days later.
Yeah, I mean, there'd be times we were sitting, when I deployed to Afghanistan, I went in at it was 2200 at night, so 10 o'clock at night. We did not get on an airplane until 1 o'clock. Well, no, it was about 9, 10 when we got on the airplane, about 11, 12 when it finally took off.
Holy shit.
Yeah. What the fuck was the point of that?
I guess I could see the little tedious things.
So it's just whatever. But No, I mean, there's a lot of good experiences in it too, of course.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that not only the traveling the world, but I love the discipline aspect, the whole actually getting into physical shape. Like, there's so many
nice.
benefits of it. Like, I have a joke where I tell people where I'm just like, man, I've done 4 years of military service. 4 years. Me, myself, 4 years. Like, literally.
Okay.
ROTC was the shit. It really turned me into the man you see today.
There it is right there.
And it's crazy to think about, though, too. I know it's not actual military service. It's not as intense as actually going to boot camp. But those little aspects that I did learn about, like, staying in line, making sure to have your clothes pressed properly, make sure that you look good on inspection day, make sure that you help your team out when you need to help them. Those are all benefits that I learned that help me through my life now.
Yeah, no, I get you on that.
And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I could just imagine on a more intense level. Like, now that I'm older, I'm always pushing myself to do dumb things where I'm just like, fuck yeah, I'm going to try to jump over this fence, or fuck yeah, I need to work out more, or fuck yeah, I need to do more of this. But I didn't get that aspect until later on in life, where I could have probably built that if I were to go to the military or do something like that. Because my parents, they've always wanted me to do something like that. They're like, go to the military, be a correctional officer. You can make a difference and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I bet I can. But I mean, there's so much things to do. Like, oh man, yeah, especially correctional officer, man. Look at me, man.
Hell no, I could not do that. I wouldn't want to be a correctional officer, dude.
Do you think it's a dangerous job?
My brother-in-law does it, and my father-in-law, he retired from it. And I mean, it can be. Yeah, I mean, it's inherently dangerous with anything, you know. You're working in a prison with people who have been convicted of crimes. Obviously, it can be a dangerous thing.
No.
But most of them know, like I've heard other correctional officers, not like my father-in-law or anything like that. You know, they know the line. They know where they're at. They know what they did, and they know what they need to do to get out. So most of the time, nothing too crazy happens between the officers and the inmates. I mean, there is shit that does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen at all. Okay?
But that's again how we're talking about, like, there's those bad things that everybody shines on, that just like, oh yeah, it's so bad, but then it only happens so rarely.
Yeah,
you can't really think that that's life there.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so it's got its bad and it's got its good.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't want to do it. Hell no.
Chew. Was it Chew? I'm not gonna say it because it sounds like it says cock. But Chew, what is up? Do you think Schindler's List was a comedy? It was an epic tragedy that probably can be taken as a comedy by some people. And he says, "Gay for the stay?" ?
Gay for the stay?
Yeah.
I don't get what that means, but okay.
Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it. We got some comments coming in. Yeah, man, that's so crazy to think about, though, because I've never really... I guess they tell you all this stuff, too. Like, the prison system is just made for, like, a routine to bring in people for money and stuff like that. And
it's all private prisons.
But it's crazy because you see other countries that kind of reform prisoners a different way, and then we're just like, oh, great. Instead of reforming them, we kind of create more.
Yeah.
I feel like we create more. And again, I'm pushing more of the negative aspects because some people do go to jail and they do reform themselves. They know they fucked up. They're like, fuck, this sucks. I'm not going to come here ever again.
Yeah, and then that's it. They're done. Like, what the hell?
I went to jail for like 72 hours. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. I remember hearing something about that.
So bad.
Yeah.
They checked my butt and everything, dude.
I know, do the duck walk and cough.
Oh, it's so bad.
Hey, dude, you had to do that. I had to do it in front of an old man for MEPS when I was joining the military.
See, that's even crazier. That's like, that's so crazy. But yeah, that experience is just like, fuck this. This is dumb. Why the fuck is it something that is... And it's like... a shitty ass like lineup job that they actually expect too. They're like, all right, let's see how many idiots are going to come in today. Or,
I mean, it could be interpreted that way, I suppose. I mean, I don't know. You know, I can't say. But,
that's the open mindedness, though.
Yeah,
that is because I feel, especially like at my job, you have to have like a nice, kind-hearted, open mind because I'm a chef and I cook for old people.
Right.
And literally some of these old people have just gotten through like surgery or they're like, you know, have certain diets and stuff like that.
Right.
And I want to make sure that I can make the food to the best of my ability that they eat to get healthy.
Right.
But that job is kind of set to be made for like if you don't appreciate it that way, then you're just going to take that job as like a basic McDonald's fry cooking job. You know, you flip burgers and stuff like that. And that's kind of the wrong aspect to have at that kind of
Looking
job.
at it,
at any kind of job too. Like if you really look at it as like, oh, I'm doing this for miscellaneous things, then you're probably not going to enjoy it ever.
Yeah.
But if you actually have more instincts to want to do it for personal growth, well-being, whatever the case may be,
Right.
it actually does. You find some gratification and satisfaction from it.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and I can see that in anything. Yeah.
And are you getting that from homesteading, like the farming thing? Like,
Well, I mean, so I haven't started it yet. Like when we were up in Alaska, we had started and we did we raised 16 egg chickens, and they were about 4 or 5 months old, so they were getting ready to start laying. And then I did 25 meat birds.
dope.
And then that was like a year after I got out of the military.
You were satisfied. You're like, this is dope.
Well, on top of that, we were doing hunting, fishing, berry picking, foraging in our front yard, man.
Hunter gathering.
Yeah, man, we did it all. We had blackberry bushes that grew right in our front yard, and they grow all over. Blueberry patches for days.
That's dope.
And you go out there and you could pick pounds and pounds of blueberries and whatnot. So we just did that. You know, my buddy would get a caribou, or I'd get a caribou. We'd all share the meat and all that good stuff. So, you know, out there we did a little bit of homesteading, but here we're just now getting started.
Dope.
So, and that's why we're buying our house and buying a new house and moving in there, and we're gonna start, you know, prepping and getting ready for this upcoming year.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
When you went hunting, what did you hunt with? You guys rifle, right?
Yeah, we did rifle hunting.
Rifle hunting.
Yeah, especially with like the moose and whatnot. Yeah.
You're not killing that dude with the freaking bow.
I mean, you can.
Really?
It's just you got to get close. Got to get a good decent shot, which is not too hard on a bull moose. They're fucking gigantic. It's just fucking scary.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So it was we all did rifle hunting.
Dope.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go. I want to go hunting. I know my grandpa and stuff. They go a lot up here in New Mexico. There's Cuba and shit like that. They get a lot of deer and elk and shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good experience too, because it's an actual thing of learning how to actually consume food in like not wild man, but more of like a hunter gatherer kind of
like harvesting your own meat. You know, like going out and learning, you know, where to shoot it, what to do with the meat, how to hang it, how to cut it. And,
so you had to learn all that and process it. Like,
yeah, you have to. I mean, you could take it to a processor if you want.
So what's it like? Okay, so for one example, when you first went on your first hunt, did you know exactly where and how you had to shoot this animal so you don't ruin the meat?
Yeah, like so what you want to do, you know, as they're standing, you want to get right behind the shoulder, right in here. You know, you want to hit right here in the rib cage, because your goal is to hit lung, heart, lung. You want to hit all of it if you can. If you can double lung it, that's good too. You don't want to shoot stomach. You don't want to shoot. I mean, you could shoot the head, but that's on you if you want to.
Especially if you're a trophy kind of guy where you keep the head. And stuff.
But that's your hope, is to hit it right there. That's where you want to hit it, right there in that area. That way they can drop and be dead. That way, you know, it's done. It's over. It doesn't have to suffer. I know you know you did it, but you know it was quick, easy, and you didn't put it through pain, basically. You know.
Yeah.
So, but going out, you know, pick up, you know, we went out caribou hunting in the middle of winter, and two of my buddies, they got one. We left it out there for the night. We came back the next morning, and we rode our snowmobiles up to the other side of the ridge that we were just looking at, that they killed these two caribou on, and we picked them up. Had to walk all the way uphill. We couldn't use the snow machines, and we had to walk them all the way uphill. All four of us with two caribou, and walk them all the way back.
Damn.
And took them home. And
how much do you think those bad boys weighed?
About 120 pounds, 130 pounds.
Two of them.
Yeah, we had two of them. Yeah.
Damn.
And then we took him home, and dude, we that's what we did. I put the front on, he put the back legs on, and we walked up this mountain. We'd get 10 steps up, drop it, rest, put it back on, walk some more. But took it home, skinned it, and then, you know, got the back straps off of it, and then, you know, all the brisket and all whatever you want. And he knew more about it. He taught me more than anything. My
That's
buddy
when you
Mike.
started to learn.
Yeah, that's when I started learning more. Like I'd done hunting here, but never really got anything. You know, we did squirrels and stuff like that, rabbits, coyotes, but nothing crazy big. But then I got up there and I got more into it.
Dope.
Yeah,
Let's go. Take me hunting.
I haven't been hunting here in
Let's
forever.
go.
I'll go.
Let's go. I know you have to do like
You have to put in for the tags.
yeah, draw in for a permit and stuff like that, and then you I don't remember if you draw for the location or you just draw and they send you to a different location.
Draw for a location. You have to pick your location and put your money in for it in lottery and hope that you get picked.
Yeah.
So
And I love how they do it too, right? They work as so say me, you, and 3 other people all put in, and then we're like, hopefully one of us goes so that we all can go on a hunt together.
Right.
And
right.
sometimes maybe 2 of us get a tag, 1 person out of the
Right.
group, something like that, right?
Yeah, that's here in New Mexico. Up in Alaska, man, I walk in a freaking, Sportsman's Warehouse, be like, hey, I need caribou tag, my black bear tag, and doll sheep tag.
They're like, yeah, we got sticky notes just right there, Matthew. There's that one. What else did you need? That one.
They hand them right over. They're like, all right, fill it out. You fill it out, and they're like, all right, have a good day. You walk out.
That's dope.
Yeah, you can put in for different hunts, like for the buffalo hunt. You can put in for the buffalo hunt, and what is it? Muskox.
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 Dope.
Yeah.
Let me look what that looks like.
Yeah, bring it up. They're just big, shaggy, buffalo-looking things.
It's 1 word. Crazy. I didn't think that was 1 word. Dang, they are hairy. Here's an example of that bad boy.
There you go.
That probably has some good ass meat on there.
But it's that's a draw hunt, and it's hard to get. It's like once in a lifetime. That and the buffalo up there too.
Dang.
So if you get it, like, good job.
You have to. Hopefully, you can get
this.
Yeah.
Like if you don't get it, well, sucks to suck.
Yeah, you had 1 in a lifetime chance.
So
That's dope. Are these one of the animals that you think people would actually mount if they killed it?
oh hell yeah.
Yeah, so you would mount this head?
Oh yeah. Oh, if I had gotten that, hell yeah, I would have.
Because I think there's actually certain stuff that you would and wouldn't mount, right? Because you're just like, oh.
Yeah, like our caribou. Like I was asking my buddy, I was like, "You gonna mount it?" He's like, "No, we're gonna let the ants eat the." It was the middle of winter, so we just threw the head outside. It's
Okay.
-40. It's
Yeah.
not gonna do anything.
Yeah, it's going to stay nice and
Yeah.
preserved.
Yeah, so
Not going to what is it? Rotten.
Yeah. So you wait till summer, and then we'd go put it out like on an ant's nest or a bee's nest, and they'd harvest it all off. Then you soak it in bleach or do whatever you want with
Take
it.
the skull.
Yeah,
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I didn't even think about that though. Like you
Yeah.
kill it, leave it there. The ants and the nature kind of clean it up for you,
Yeah.
and then you just.
let nature do its thing, and then you clean it up.
It's beautiful.
They'll do most of the cleaning for you, and they prosper. So
And that's what's so crazy to think about too is that we lost our real establishment with nature.
yeah,
Because growing up, you heard kind of the story that I was telling Tito. Like after I left Los Lunas, I went to go live with my grandpa, and he lives in a fucking wood shack cabin.
Hell
Like he
yeah.
built it himself and stuff. So we would have to go every summer when they actually started allowing people to go into the mountains. 6 o'clock, let's go get wood, chopping down trees.
Yeah.
Fucking. And at that time, my grandpa didn't have a log splitter. So we are literally
hand splitting, axe. Yeah.
and I love that so much because again, at that time I was like, great, I have to go fucking get wood in the morning. Great, I have to go load the wood up. My grandpa even did this thing where he has this garage and he made sure to have like 2 layers of wood in the garage just in case it snowed, because what are you gonna go out there and go get snowed wood and stuff like that just to make sure he has it for the winter and stuff like that. So all this prep work of being a mountain man and stuff, I love it because I learned how to do it so much. And then I'm just like coming back to the city and stuff. I'm just like, you guys are fucking lazy. Fucking lazy.
Man.
I get so ashamed at myself sometimes too, because like, so I go outside and look at my yard and I'm just like, fuck, I need to cut some weeds and shit. Because my grandpa would not have anything like this. He would be out there.
What are you doing? Why is this grass? Yeah.
Right. Especially where he lived, he had like a slope to his house. So it was like a little slope to get into his house, like a ramp, driveway or whatever. Every winter that shit had to be shoveled.
Oh yeah.
And he it wasn't until probably maybe 5 to 6 years ago he got a 4-wheeler with a plow on it.
That's what I had up there.
Fuck no, we were out there shoveling every fucking morning. I was like, Grandpa, okay, look at Tio. He's got a snowplow stuff. Yeah, but look how lazy he is. He's so lazy. And then growing up, now that I'm older, I'm like, I appreciate it so much more because I do remember just like the discipline
what
of having to do
you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, everyone always calls me a string bean and I'm super skinny and stuff, but when it comes down to it, man, I really got some like core inner strength that is just it's there, and I'm just like, yeah, I feel proud because I know I built it up and over time and stuff like that.
I mean, dude, whatever you got to do. Like, that was me when I was growing up. I loved chopping. Like, you hated it. I fucking loved chopping wood when I was growing up because we had a wood fire stove in our house in Bosque Farms. I mean, we weren't going out to gather the wood. We'd have to buy cords, because we didn't live in the middle of the woods.
But you still got the big logs to cut yourself.
Oh, yeah. I was out there with an axe every day in the middle of winter chopping wood. I loved every minute of it.
Yeah,
too.
see, and that appreciation, I love it now because I'm like, oh man, Grandpa, if you bring me wood, bring me big pieces so I can chop it myself.
Yeah.
I've been brought an axe and everything too. But there's been some times where he's just like, hey, Hito, I brought you some wood. It's all chopped, all ready to go. I'm just like, damn it, you get to have all the fun. Jesus, Grandpa, that's no fair.
See, he was making it. Now you're jealous of him. See, he planned this,
and he is so self-sustaining. I'm just like, God damn it, I want to live like you. Like, that's why I love the ideas that you're telling me, like you're homesteading, how you want to do all this. I'm just like, oh man, I remember my grandpa was doing all this shit. Like, he's pretty old now. He's up there. He's about to be 80.
Yeah,
but he's still working on roofs and doing all kinds of dangerous stuff. I'm just like, Grandpa, you
got to do, man.
You need to calm down. You're like, because I work at the retirement home and I see people in their 40s, decrepit, ready to die.
Jesus.
I'm just like, where's the difference here? Like,
what happened?
Yeah, like, is it really the fact that you have to be out there and struggling in nature to kind of understand and really grow long and prosperous compared to like people that have been given and fed everything in their lives where I'm lazy, I can go to McDonald's. I'm lazy, I can just watch TV. I'm lazy, I don't have to work out. I'm lazy, I die at 50.
Yeah.
Like, how does that...
I don't know. I mean, it's something to speculate, like what because you see like these old guys like your grandpa, older dudes that like there's trappers out in Alaska that are like 75, 80 years old running trap lines still, man. And that's some work. And these old dudes are out there just like, yep, got to do it, got to make that money, It's the same thing as your grandpa, 80 years old. He's like, got to do it.
Right.
Like, somebody's going to do it.
Well, he gets retirement. He gets a good chunk of change to not have to really... He can literally hire people to do the stuff for him.
He doesn't care. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, exactly.
He can do it himself.
And that's what I love about that, too, is that aspect where he knows is like...
I could hire somebody, but I don't care.
But I don't care. And maybe that's why he's still so much more useful than a lot of people that I've seen before.
They say, oh, it's hard on the body. Yeah, but it's you got to take that proper rest, work hard, do what you need to do, but take that proper rest when you need to take it.
Yeah.
And that's probably another thing with your grandpa. He probably ate his, good 3 meals a day, always made sure he had food in his belly, was always working, always drinking water. He's probably that kind of guy, am I right?
Yeah, he is. But there are some negative aspects to this too.
I mean,
he's a drinker.
Okay.
He's a drinker, man. Him and his fucking drinking, I'm surprised. Like, he's actually had some friends and stuff that have died from like cirrhosis of the liver and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Grandpa, look what's going on here. You don't do this.
Correlation.
But he's still kicking strong, still takes his shots of whiskey all the time, no problem. He's actually been a few times where he's like, had some funds with Percocets and stuff before too.
Jesus.
And I'm like, Grandpa, what's going on? He's like, it's okay. I'm an old man.
Calm down.
I know what I'm doing. And I look at him at 80 and I'm just like, fuck, maybe he does know what he's doing. Maybe I just need to sniff a little bit of coke once in a while. What the fuck? I'm a little confused on life when I see my grandpa doing what he's doing.
Oh man, that's fucked up.
So it blows me away because I've heard there's also moderation in everything.
Yeah.
If you have discipline and you actually can take care of yourself in a certain way, there is nothing wrong with doing some cocaine sometimes because it was actually a medical use back in the day.
Way back in the day until they found out the bad parts of it.
Yeah, but can't you still use it in some aspects if they didn't have the bad parts about it?
I have no clue, to tell you the truth. Like, nothing I've ever looked into, right, honestly.
That blows me away too, especially with like psilocybin and stuff like that. There's so much beneficial things to like people with addiction and people with PTSD and stuff like that can probably be fixed with a little bit of mushrooms, a little bit of LSD, but then it turns into this thing where it's like such a dangerous drug. It can expand your mind, and you can totally be like that hobo guy right there. And all we know is that hobo guy just started drinking at the age of 12. He never took shrooms. He never did cocaine. He never did crack. He never did any of those hard drugs. But yet he's homeless there, and you're comparing a mushroom trip to that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So I'm a power.
I guess so, right?
But that blows me away, is that like there are even those aspects of this is so bad, this is so horrible, but yet is it just because it was told to us that way? Look at marijuana. Marijuana was so bad back when we were growing up.
Oh yeah.
Now look at I can literally get pulled over by cops with an ounce of weed on me, and they'll only give me a ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
You only will get a ticket in New Mexico for an ounce of weed or lower.
Damn, I did not know that.
And that's because it's just a misdemeanor now. It's just a thing that's socially accepted.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you can go back to the Prohibition when they were starting to do that with alcohol, and they outlawed alcohol, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, never mind. They just haven't done it with weed. It's been, a little bit longer time that they've, kept it in check. But yeah, and I that's crazy. I didn't know that, because back in our day.
Yeah, dude, it was taboo as fuck.
Yeah, like they caught us with it, and we would have been like dead. Like, oh God, you have a joint on you. Right. You're going to jail for years.
Right,
like,
juvie and then jail.
Yeah,
you're
like,
not going anywhere.
Now they're just like, smash it.
Yeah, now they're actually releasing people from prisons if they have small charges like that, because they're just like, yeah, we fucked up. We totally fucked that up.
Are they hurting you? Like, I don't see them doing anything crazy. They just want to eat some snacks and take a nap and maybe watch some cartoons.
Right.
Leave them alone, dude.
People are like, but you get paranoid and you don't understand what's going on. Like, oh, I'm glad that I'm paranoid because I'm more aware of the world. I'm like, fuck, I'm freaking out. What's going on?
See, it's like that's the thing is people they've made it such a bad thing, as Kevin said on the last one, like how they criminalized it by focusing it on brown people is what he said. I remember him saying that. And it's just like, you've watched, like, what's that movie? It was a propaganda movie made back in the fucking 20s and 30s or whatever. It's about weed. Do you remember do you know this one?
I don't.
Oh man,
a propaganda movie?
Yeah, it's like a propaganda film against weed. It's God, I can't remember. Look it up.
From when?
Like 1920s, 1930s. 1920s, 1930s marijuana propaganda film. Just look that up. It should come up. But I can't believe you've never seen it. This is fucking nuts.
Propaganda weed video 1920s.
Yeah. 1920s, 1930s, somewhere in there. Like I said, I can't remember exact year.
Okay, 1934.
1930. What is it called?
It's called it just says, let me see. 1934. Sorry, there's advertising and it doesn't show me the fucking propaganda about marijuana updated to scare parents about social media. It doesn't say what it is. Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness, man.
Yeah, Reefer.
Go look that up.
You can kind of see it. We'll show a little bit on the screen. We won't play the audio, but you'll see a little bit on the screen. Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness, man.
So this is a propaganda movie to scare people of marijuana.
Yes.
There's just a little clip of audio.
Over the Marines and the Navy.
You better get on the job. Some of the kids may be up this afternoon.
Oh, Jack, we can get along without dragging those young kids up here.
Oh, why don't you button up your lip?
Dang, you hear that? See? Sexism in the 30s.
But yeah, dude, it goes all into it, like how Johnny killed his best friend with an axe because he smoked marijuana. Yeah, dude, exactly. That kind of shit right there. But go watch that sometime. That's another thing that really didn't help. If you look into, like, how much have you looked into it besides what Kevin had told you? Have you looked into anything else on it?
Of marijuana?
Yeah, like back when they started outlawing it and, like, getting people in trouble for it.
Yeah, because wasn't it a ploy against, like, the paper company? Well, not that, but the hemp company knew that they can use this product to make different, like, like the paper, the rope, the the glue,
everything.
and they were just like, God damn it, if this happens, that means a lot of the other industries that we've been booming for years,
Wood, logs, all that good stuff.
they would start to diminish, and then nobody would want it no more.
Yeah.
And I've even seen some like crazy analogies too. Like it takes so long for a wood tree to grow at a certain height.
Yeah.
But yet you can grow a field of marijuana in 6 months, and it's still, you can cycle it over and over again and stuff.
And it doesn't have any buds. It doesn't have anything. It has nothing to smoke. It does not have the flower. It is literally just the plant, and then they harvest the plant and turn it into whatever products they want to. Rope, clothing,
Hard plastics.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
Crazy stuff. Yeah. And it's just like that was another big thing. It was an industry killer for a lot of other industries, and it was so fast, in production that they can, like you said, every 6 months you're cycling it, and you're just going through it. Whereas a tree, one tree that you plant, all right, we'll put it as a sapling, as tiny as all hell. It'll take like 5-10 years before it gets to like where you can cut it down and actually use it.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not going to be like a really good, like hard, nice tree. It's still
Still in
baby
development.
trees.
Yeah.
Trees, the trees you want are like 40 years old.
Even
nice hardwood.
Really long trees.
Yeah. So it's just crazy stuff like that, man. But yeah, like that goes into it. That was part of their propaganda against it.
Reefer badness.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching an episode of Family Guy, and that's where I really learned really well. It's like the 420 episode, and they really actually went in depth with the history of it. And I was like, God damn it, I hate you that I'm learning this from a fucking cartoon.
I see it, and I haven't seen that one. That sounds hilarious.
But then again, you're just like, I'm glad that they did this too, because there's so much people that would probably have never known this, but being introduced to it as a cartoon sense or whatever.
Now they're looking at it.
Yeah, now they look at it.
Yeah.
That's what I found so amazing about South Park too, is like they're so political. Like there's so much underlying political like stuff in there.
Yeah.
And actually about morals, value, about like everything.
Yeah.
If you really take it down and look at it, the episode, yeah, there's fart jokes. Yeah, there's dumb Kenny dying. Yeah, there's that. But there's so much good morals and stuff to it. I always tell people like I learned more about life and how to be a good person from TV than my parents. And that's kind of sad to say, but that's kind of true of almost everybody born from the 1990s on.
I mean, I learned a lot from my parents.
You're lucky.
They were always. They were always there for me. They taught me to be a good person. I guess I don't know.
I see. I feel like my parents taught me that too, but not in the way that I would have wanted them to. They taught it to me like kind of like secretly underlying with the way that they talked and the way they treated other people. But I come from kind of like an alcoholic family. Like they were kind of drunks. They were into a lot of drugs sometimes, and I'm just like, hey, I'm trying to find myself in this world. Literally, I should fucking be a gangster selling drugs. That's what everybody says because of what my parents kind of have that persona and the way it looks and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can kind of not go into that aspect of being what is
personified as
or pushed to you as well too. Because especially if you live like coming from Meadow Lake Trailer Park, it's just like, oh, look at everyone's bad around you. Why don't you be bad like them? And it's just like, but that's not a good thing.
Why? Well, why?
Like,
why should I?
Oh yeah, you're probably having fun right now, but are you gonna have fun in 5 years?
Yeah.
Is your fun gonna last a 10-year span?
Yeah.
Of when it really is gonna matter?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, it's like, you know what, you do you, I'll do me, and whenever you're 10 years in the future and you're hating life, like, I'm not going to say it, but I told you so, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be that person. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Oh, just because that's your environment doesn't mean you have to be raised by your environment.
Yeah, it's not,
You make your own choice.
It's really not the case.
So,
Extraordinarily One is back. That's it, the guy's name on the comment section.
Okay.
If you see a person called Kelly, he's gay truth.
he's gay truth?
That's all. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but if you see a person called Callie, he gay truth. Thank you, Extraordinary One. And Maurice says, Matt.
What's up, dude?
So thank you guys for joining. You guys are awesome. If you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to throw in there, just go ahead, man. We're just having a conversation. If you guys follow the podcast, that's what we do. We just fucking chill and talk. So
I mean, it's been years since we've seen each other, so that's all this is going to be.
I was kind of sad too, because like I was like I I guess Dennis and Evan saw you last year.
Yeah.
I was
They
like,
came
that's
over.
so cool. I was like, God damn it, I haven't seen him for like almost 10 years.
Yeah, they came down and made them dinner.
Nice. That's dope, though.
Yeah.
And that's when you were in Bosque Farms, right?
No. This was last year. I was in Belen.
Okay.
I'm still in Belen.
And that's where you're moving to is
I'm moving to Peralta. Yeah.
Peralta Bosque Farms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's right next to each other.
Yeah, different districts. So we went over this with the school.
The one little line, like it's literally right on the edge of Bosque Farms, but it's in Peralta.
And then I saw a little bit too. Isn't Peralta named after like a general or something?
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
And then, as you can see in concert culture now,
He was a excuse me, a Medal of Honor winner, if I remember correctly. He used to go, or no, I'm thinking of Daniel Fernandez. That's who I'm thinking of.
well, this guy.
Peralta might be somebody else. I don't know.
No, this isn't the same guy. But there's a guy named Rafael Peralta who, in 2008, got that medal. Who, second battle of Fulahi during the Iraq War.
Fallujah?
Sorry. During the Iraq War, September 8th, his family was notified, but that's not him.
No. Yeah.
Peralta.
I have no clue. Like I said, I was thinking of Daniel Fernandez. That's who I was thinking of when I said the Medal of Honor winner. That was, Daniel Fernandez, or intermediate school over there.
I remember going to that school from 6th grade. So I went to 6th grade and then middle school. And then middle school I did 7th and 8th, and then high school from Los Lunas High School I did 9 and 10, and then that's when I ended up moving.
Yeah.
And I was so sad.
Shouldn't have moved.
I was sad, bro. But then again, you heard the story.
Yeah.
I ended up becoming the prom king.
Yeah.
The prom king, dude. What the? Dude, I got laid so bad that night. It was amazing. Because I had a date for the prom, and I knew she liked me, and we were dating and stuff already, but that crown, dude. That crown. Oh, man. I was
What school were you going to?
It was called Penasco Intermediate.
Where is that at?
That's a small town in between Espanola and Taos.
Okay.
It's right next to this Sipapu Ski Valley.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, man. My grandpa's from there. He's from an even smaller little location. They call it Chamizal,
Yeah.
New Mexico. Beautiful place, man. If I ever have a chance to take you guys up there, oh, man. Evan and Dennis have been up there a few times.
Yeah.
They were there for my graduation because I graduated from that high school.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, man. Like, literally, I know what life really is living up there. Like, the city's amazing. You learn some cool stuff. You get to interact with people and stuff. But really finding yourself and, knowing that you're nothing to this significant world, dude, is amazing. Like, in nights, I look up and there's just, millions and millions of stars up in Taos and Penasco.
You can actually see the Milky Way and everything.
Beautiful, dude. And here I come here and I'm just like, fuck, man, this is gross. What the fuck?
What's that haze?
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Not a shooting star, that's for sure. But that always blew me away, though, is that, growing up, you kind of not change, but you end up developing into the person that you kind of already have been. Again, you are who you pretty much were in high school. You just look older.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what a lot of people it's same old me. I'm not here to change for anybody, There's only one person, a couple people I'm going to change for, wife, kids, that's it.
Yeah.
So.
And at that point, they don't even need you to change. They're like, we like what we have.
Yeah.
It's not like they're just like, yeah, you cut your hair about this time. It's time to cut your hair.
Yeah, exactly.
So stuff like that. But D. Lee, right? Dex Lee, you a bum on a log. That's what he said.
Bum on a log.
Bump
or bum?
Bump.
Oh, okay.
With a P, not a B.
No, I get you.
Bump. Either or, they're the same. Yeah, dude, fucking, I haven't really done anything else. I mean, I had a band, we did a lot of good stuff about 7 years ago here in Albuquerque, Causes to Become.
I remember then. Was that with the Jesus and whatnot?
No, actually.
No, okay. Who were you with?
I was with these guys from Penasco up in that area. We formed a band up there. I ended up meeting a girl, and we moved to Albuquerque, so I ditched the band, and I was like, oh, yeah, love, guys. You guys understand. It's all about love. I moved in with the girl. We had a great 3 years. I learned a lot. But in that time, the band was nothing.
Yeah.
So I broke up, sad times, shit happens.
Yeah.
And then I was actually looking for a place, and I was like, fuck, man, I need a roommate. I need somebody to live with. And out of the blue, my guitar player hit me up, and he's like, hey man, I'm moving to Albuquerque because I became a journeyman in electrical.
Nice.
And I actually, if I could find a place to live, I can do some work up there, and I'll give you rent and stuff like that. And I was like, what a coincidence, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it was a faith. It was made to happen. He came down. He was like, hey, man, my brother, he was the drummer for our band as well. He's like, hey, my brother wants to come down. He says he could find some work. Let's get the band going again. So we did it. We got the band going. Our band name was called Causes to Become.
Right.
We did a bunch of dope local shows. We actually played a big show for this band called Diamond Lane.
Yeah.
They opened up for like Motley Crue and shit like that.
Damn.
So we're like, holy shit, hell yeah, we're opening.
Are they local or?
No, they were actually from Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
They were touring band.
Okay.
They had a big spot here, and they're like, we need a local band to open up for us.
Yeah.
And we got on that show.
Hell yeah,
and it was a
dude.
fun show. It was really great. And at that time, Dennis was singing in the band too.
Nice.
So because I've done some work with Dennis a few times.
That's probably where I remember the name Causes to Become from. Then.
Yeah,
It's probably from Dennis.
And we did some few things, and then I got mad at Dennis because Dennis really sucks at practicing. But it is what it is.
I listened to that one too.
And so we ended up not I'm gonna be an asshole. I kicked Dennis out of the band, so he was out of the band, and then we ended up just doing a 3 trio kind of thing.
Yeah.
We took the role ourselves to be a singer. We actually got a studio time in Farmington at this pretty dope studio.
Damn, that's far away.
Yeah, so we recorded 2 songs there.
Yeah.
Like really dope quality and stuff like that. We were happy with it, and then started to push a little more, and then fucking everyone started getting into relationships and stuff, and it kind of started to string away.
Just go away.
Yeah, they're just like, hey man, I'm gonna go move in with my girlfriend. It's like, okay, cool. Like, hey man, I'm not gonna be able to make it a practice. Hey man.
Eventually just devolved to bye.
Yeah, we can't jam no more, and it kind of sucks. We all separated, but in the long run, I learned, had fun. I like to tell people all the times, like, oh man, you're never going to become famous. It's going to take you forever. Nobody ever becomes famous. I'm like, that's okay if I don't become famous because I had fun doing it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
The experience was good.
A lot of things that I've done in my life where I'm just like, oh yeah, that was sick, man. Opening up for this band, or I recently started to venture into stand-up comedy now.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
And that's been a whole other ball game, dude. But I've had some jokes that killed.
Yeah.
Just literally made the room start laughing, and I'm just like, this is amazing.
Where do you go around here? Like, where do you do this at?
So there was actually a bunch of open mics at different breweries and bars throughout the week. Monday there was an open mic. Tuesday there was 2 open mics.
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then Saturdays were made for like showcases where like if you booked a venue or stuff, you get some comedians and start doing a show there.
Okay.
But it was pretty much just breweries and bars and stuff like that.
Okay.
I'm waiting for this whole thing to COVID and quarantine stuff to start lifting up because I've been contacting and talking to a few of them, and I want to start opening up my own open mic so I can be the host of it.
Right.
And just get that exposure as well too, because there was a really, really talented comedian here for a while. His name was Loy Lee. Mm-hmm. He's a great guy. I've had him on the podcast a few times, but he's actually a big comedian. He's traveled everywhere, DC, LA, a bunch of different spots. He stopped here in New Mexico for a while, and I learned quite a bit from him. And he said the one thing we're really lacking is a good comedy scene.
Right.
If
here
we can
here in New Mexico,
especially how many how many comedians and actors come through this place.
Yeah.
They just want a spot to see or actually do open mics.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of comedians that pass through. They can just be like, oh man, I wonder if there's an open mic in Albuquerque.
Like just hit this up and do my thing. Yeah.
They Google search it and nothing comes up. So obviously they're not gonna go to it.
Yeah.
And
wasn't there a Laugh Factory or something in Albuquerque?
There was this thing called The Box.
The Box.
The Box, which was kind of like a Laugh Factory, but it was its own little comedy club.
Right.
What I've heard from it, because I barely started comedy like 7 months ago.
Right.
But they said that it just fell under.
Oh, okay.
Within a few months, it opens
because there's no goddamn scene here,
and it died.
Just died. Yeah.
So they didn't even try to build up the scene either. And I guess maybe they tried and they just didn't have the resources to do it as well too.
Right.
But that's one thing that I want to try to introduce into the comedy scene more is I want to do my own open mic and just get it popular enough that like when I show the breweries and stuff, they'll be like, hey guys, I do an open mic on Mondays. Here's all the pictures. Here's some video. Look at how packed it is.
Yeah.
Then go to a bigger brewery and be like, can I have this?
going.
Yeah, can I have this spot on Friday?
Yeah.
So that I have open mics all throughout the week. Be like, hey, On Hell runs an open mic on Monday, Friday, and Thursday at this place, and this place.
That would be cool as hell, man.
Because that's pretty much what it is. It's just like somebody taking the initiative to want to do it.
It's got to be put out there, and nobody's done it yet. And
Exactly.
why not be you?
And if it is done, it's done very small, little, like very
Takes baby steps. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Takes a little bit.
Mr. Gabriel Chavez is in the chat. He says, hi, Matt.
Hey, what's up, bud?
Yeah, dude. We need to get him on, too. I really want to have Gabe on. He's been itching once, and he's been like, yeah, come on, I want to get on. And then all of a sudden, he's like, I don't want to say something. Yeah, I don't want to say something that's dumb, or I don't want to say something that's...
What? Say something dumb. What's going to happen? Oh, no.
Especially now with the internet, it doesn't matter what you say because everything's online. Everything.
Yeah, you're going to get... Yeah, it's just like, say something dumb if you do, whatever.
In your aspect, you kind of like... I'm pretty sure you're not the guy who's literally like, hey, guys, just bought a new chicken. Check out posting it on Instagram. Hey, just bought a new gun, posting it on Facebook.
No,
you're not that kind of person.
Nah,
but you still find the benefits of social media and stuff like that. Like, look, we're connected.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've connected with all my old friends. You know, like I've kept up with them. I've kept up with the guys that I know that were in the Army with me. We were in the same platoon, same places. You know, I still know them. You know, and it's nice because like I can keep up with my buddies who are still up in Alaska. My buddy Kelly and my other buddy Mike, the one who really taught me a lot about Alaska and hunting and trapping and all that good stuff. You know, I'd already got the fishing under my belt, but you know, I could still keep up with them. I call them. You know, every once in a while we text each other. Hey, how's your daughter doing? Hey, she's doing good. You know,
Dope.
It's nice. That's the great thing about social media. That's about it. You know.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's all I do.
That's the benefits you find out of it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's so many other people that think they find benefits out of it. They're like, I got to tell the world my opinion.
Nah, I'm just
Nobody
like,
gives a fuck, you know? Especially if you're not even famous. Nobody cares.
I like posting dumb shit, obviously.
Yeah.
You've probably seen that.
Same here.
Yeah.
or use it as a way to, like, get across to people for other platforms. Like, I'll share this on Facebook just to hopefully maybe one of my friends will be like, hey, I'll share this as well so that their bubble of friends might look at it that I don't have.
Right.
So that's whole my niche of social media stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love to see the drama and shit. Like, oh, is this guy really fucking fighting about this? And that's like the dumbest things ever. But it's interesting, and it's definitely a drug / some kind of high.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some kind of addiction to that people have, obviously.
Get it? A dick shin? A shin on your dick? I saw that on Workaholics, so I was like, nobody's ever said that. I need to get it off there.
I have not seen that show in forever.
I'm such a nerd, too. Like, I've gotten to the fact where I will do multitasking.
Yeah.
So I'll throw on a TV show and then play guitar, or I've actually gotten really good at nunchucking.
Oh my god, really?
And I'm just sitting there like
nunchucking while you're watching TV.
And it's just like the cards too. Like I'll just be sitting there and I'm just
playing with them.
literally getting ideas, trying to work with like my cutting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's crazy too because I'm just trying to a multitasking skill that I think a lot of people can do that don't do.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure while you're working at homesteading and stuff, you throw on a podcast, right?
Oh, dude, yeah, that's I mean, like I said, I haven't done it yet. Getting ready to. This is gonna be coming up. But yeah, like even if I'm like driving, I'll or doing the dishes, I'll put my phone up there and put on a podcast and just do dishes or whatever.
Dope.
Hang out while I'm listening to it, or as I'm. Hell, I don't know. There's little bits of multitasking I can't even think off the top of my head right now. But
but
you do it naturally as well. Sometimes eventually it gets to that muscle memory where you just do it.
Yeah. And I think that's over time too. That's just developed. They're just like, I'm cooking and I'm listening to something and I'm taking in the information. That's multitasking.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different form of multitasking, but it technically is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like yesterday, I was playing a board game and listening to you podcast with Tito or whatnot, and I was sitting there playing a board game and listening to you and commenting and just go back to playing.
Yeah, see.
So
that's I think that's the beauty of humans now that we're starting to learn that we're so intellectual. We can do so much that nobody even really fathoms. Like there's people out there that say like, oh, I'll never be able to like learn this, or I'll never be able to like work towards this.
Well,
but
not with that attitude.
exactly, that exact same word right there is like, if you never want to try it, you probably will never be able to do it.
No, like you haven't tried it. Why are you saying you can't? Like, you haven't tried it yet. Why not give it a shot?
And I honestly feel everybody in the world can do whatever they want if they put the time to it.
Yeah.
Anything.
Oh yeah, and that's the key right there. Time.
Yeah.
Time. As long as you have time, work at it.
40 hours a day.
I mean, you could do 40 hours a day. Yeah. You can caught me off guard for a second. Yeah. But
yeah, there's these musicians that are like expert violinists, very young, but that's their motto. It's like, if you're not practicing 40 hours a day, then you'll never be good.
I remember you talking about that, like over in China and Japan and stuff, where like the parents are like, you gotta practice like 8 hours a day. This is your job.
Yeah, this is how good. If you want to be a master at something, it takes 10,000 hours.
That's freaking nuts, dude.
10,000 hours. And so think of it this way: to get there is the different avenue, right?
Yeah.
So you can take those 10,000 hours and do them as fast as you can, which will probably take you 10 years.
10 Jesus.
10 years to do them as fast as you can. Or you can do the lifetime thing where you do it every hour, every 2 hours, but it's still going to take you 50 years.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
That's a gap right there. You know what I mean? That's ridiculous. No.
But that makes me think of the Bruce Lee thing too, is like, don't practice 1,000 punches, practice one punch 1,000 times.
Yeah.
That's what I always equivalent it to, is like, oh well, if I'm going to keep doing it, might as well keep trying to do it, because I'm going to get better at it. I know I will.
Yeah.
No matter what.
It just takes time. It's the same thing when you're shooting, you got to just keep doing it. You're eventually going to get better. You got to practice. It's the same thing with shooting. It's the same thing with archery. It's the same thing with, hell, playing a freaking game.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to get better is if you do it.
Right? You think those pros that make hundreds of thousands of dollars just got good like that?
they just booted up StarCraft and they're like, yep, good.
They literally
good now.
fucking had to practice on that shit.
Build and develop strategies and learn how to do that multitasking, whatever. So it's that attitude of, I can't do this, is where it's like, you haven't tried. Try it.
That's true.
And if you don't like it, cool, then don't do it. If you do like it, but you're not good at it, keep trying it.
And do it more.
Yeah, do it more.
Do it more.
It takes time. So.
Dope. Matt, we've been here for an hour and a half already.
Oh, nice.
Chill. I don't know if you want, but if my followers did want to find you and look you up in the world,
no.
Do you want to drop your phone? Just drop your phone number. No, obviously all my guests are doing that now.
No, I'm good.
But I do appreciate you coming.
Oh, yeah.
I do appreciate us having this conversation. I want you back.
Definitely.
Got to come back on. There's always something to talk about. We didn't even brush the topics of like aliens, my cousin Juan, which are both the same thing. There's so much things that we still didn't touch upon that I feel like we can, so much enlightenment, and something we don't do anymore is literally have a conversation.
Just talk.
Yeah, that's really gone. And it's so hard now, especially with social media and stuff. It's like, hey, I'll talk to my friend online. I'll type it. You don't get all these reactions. You don't get all these cool. You don't get this. You don't
get that person-to-person experience. You
don't feel it.
Yeah.
You don't feel it.
It's just, all right, I'm done.
Yeah. Hopefully they understand that I love them.
Yeah, there's no expression. Like, I could be absolutely mad at you, and I could be like, "Did you eat my Oreos?
Did you have a good
time?" But I'm actually livid.
Right?
Like, nobody understands that. They're just.
Did you eat my Oreos? Mad emoji. Yeah. Okay, that works.
Yeah, right. So
stupid dumb shit. Matt, I appreciate you so much, man.
Not a problem, brother.
Thank you for coming. You guys know what to do. Follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just fucking Google MuseMe TV. I swear to God, it will come up right away.
Google
First
Podcast.
thing. Google Podcast. I'm everywhere.
That came up.
Spotify, YouTube. Google Podcast, YouTube, Apple, iTunes. Check me out, guys. You guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. Matt, you're amazing.
Thanks.